All right, ready in
Good
three.
day to everybody and we welcome you to the WMC Book Club. Ayan, ang gaganda ng mga ngiti. So, 50 smiles from my co-bookwormers. Tama ba?
Hello.
Ayan. We, um, we would like to invite you today to listen to our insights on the book that we have decided to read. Start with why.
Yeah,
Honestly, start with why. Oo, ano ako, digital copy.
same, same.
Yes. It was so hard for me to finish it. Na usually, book kaya ko matapos within a week. Because while I'm reading it, sabay contemplation. Daming contemplation. I hope it
As
will be
always.
for you. And yes, we are raring to share with you guys ano ba yung experience namin with reading this book, Start With Why. And if you have not read it, and whatever profession you are in, it is a must because it is not just about our profession, it is about our life, our purpose. Am I right? And
Yes.
now I will give you the space to our host for today. Go, TJ!
Yay.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another should we say like insight session on our book of the month. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. Um I think now that we just started a new month, plus we're like what 5 months into 2023. Our book is probably the most apt book that we should read at this time. Don't you guys think?
Yes.
At the start of the year, we'd always set out with goals for the year, New Year's resolution, and then maybe for the first few months we try to, live with that. But then, as we say it, life happens. We get sidetracked, and we get so derailed and whatnot. And now, alam mo yung mahihimas-masang ka, my gosh, 5 buwan na lang pala, no? And you begin to think, okay, what else is, what can I do with the remainder of of 2023? And I think in order for us to get back on track, so to speak, is for us to understand really, why we do, so to speak. That's why I'm saying that Start with Why is the most apt book for us to read as we start a new month and as we try to, champion our 2023. So before we get into like an in-depth discussion on the book, this was a strategy that I read on how to facilitate a book discussion. So from the four of us, can I get like a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you guys enjoyed this book or in the middle?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so very good. Collectively, we all enjoyed reading the book, but similar to every other book that we read, it also wasn't like an easy read. Would you guys
No, it
agree?
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The, every book that we read that will involve really self-reflection, it can take a while for us to read. So that was really a good thing that we were nausod tayo ng isa pang linggo before tayo makapag-start. Anyway, so it's going to be another lengthy discussion, I suppose. So I hope that the rest of you who's watching us from wherever you are, join us throughout that session. And then if you guys have insights, please make sure that you share that with us on the comment section or send us a message through the page. We'd love to hear from you guys. Following actually Janet's example from last week before um we talk about it in depth. Let me share with you like a short summary of the book. And really that book offers us so many lessons, and it can really offer you like a wealth of topics to discuss, but then it really focus on like a one focal point, and then di ba no nagsanga-sanga na siya. So let me share this with you guys. All right, here we go.
What separates a good business venture from a great business venture? And how can you be the kind of leader that builds success that lasts the test of time? Simon Sinek, author of Start With Why, believes the answers to these questions is less about the what or the how and more about the why. When you start a business, the most important things are the what, the how, and the why. These components make up something the book calls the golden circle. The why is the bullseye, the how is the middle ring, and the what is the ring on the outside. The why is your vision, the mission that you stand for. It's basically the whole motivation for your business. The how is about taking action on the why. It's the practical steps you need to take in order to achieve your mission and bring your vision fully to life. The what is the most tangible part of the business. It's the product or service you're offering to achieve the vision you laid out in your why. Here's an example. Think about Apple. Their whole why is basically, we're different and we want to constantly be challenging the status quo. The way they do that, their how, is by making products that are well designed. Then, of course, the what are the phones, the computers, the watches, etc. But recognize it's not really about the what so much as it's about the why. And it's not just about keeping the why in mind at the beginning, at the root. You want the why to be the guiding force in every aspect of your business. Let's bring back the golden circle, but imagine it as a three-dimensional cone. At the top of the cone, you've got, can you guess it? Your why! And you can imagine that this represents your business's top leadership team. These are the people responsible for coming up with a killer why and spreading that message throughout the rest of the organization. The middle ring, of course, is your how. Imagine this ring as upper level leadership. Not quite CEO status, but next rung down. Their job is to know the why deeply, but execute it through the how. Rounding things off, we've got your what. This is home to your standard level employees. When everyone in an organization is aligned, your cone becomes a golden megaphone, perfectly amplifying your company's mission. The last thing you want to make sure of as you move forward with your business is to not lose sight of your why as you become more successful. The more successful you are, the more you expand, and the more distance your leadership team at the top of the golden megaphone gets from the daily aspects of your company. Once that happens, you're more likely to focus on the what or the how. This is called the split. Companies that split tend to stagnate. To avoid the split, pay constant attention to the state of your golden megaphone. Make sure that beautiful why continues to be the foundation that trickles down throughout the rest of your business. And measure the metrics that matter the most. Hint, those metrics ain't about money. Measure the level of belief you and the rest of your organization have in your company's vision. This is what will keep you successful. Finally, make sure any transition of leadership keeps the strength of your why intact. You need to train your successors to care as clearly and deeply as you do. If you keep your why strong and you put it at the heart of every decision you make with your business, you'll be a strong, steady pillar in a world of businesses with weak foundations. So stay focused and don't let your why die.
All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy that short summary of the core um teaching of this book, so to speak. It's pretty straightforward. Sabi, we start with why. But let me ask you, girls, whenever you guys are faced with like a task or when you guys set a goal, whatever that may be, in all honesty, do you guys really begin with your why, or is it just like an idea that you start from there and then you figure out your why later, and then what do you do, to so to get back into trying to figure out your why? What ba muna yung nauuna sa inyo, or yung how or yung why? It like in real life example, so to speak.
Can I jumpstart
Yeah,
the
go ahead, Achi.
discussion? Yeah. Actually, I think this is the third or the fourth time that I went through this book. As in, luma-luma na talaga siya, gusot-gusot na, and madilaw na, and mas marami pang sulat ngayon, no? Um, when I decided on the niche that I want to move in this business, meaning my target market. Um, and this was probably 6, 7 years ago. I was already looking for my why. And at that time, I don't know where to find it. Hindi ko alam, sabi nila, I have to find it within myself. That, all of the other authors and thought leaders who are backing up this idea and start with why, have mentioned that you have to look from within. The problem is I cannot find it within. myself. And so I made several attempts to look outside as well. And I've spoken to a lot of um, tenured advisors, uh, both here and in other countries now, to get their thoughts on this. No? Um, I think no. Once it is established, and this is my opinion, once it is established, you always have to start with why. But if you are looking to establish it, you don't have to start with why right away. Kasi yun yung nangyari sa akin. Sabi mo nga, TJ, no? Real life experience, no? So I decided on a niche. I decided that I wanted to work with business people. Kasi yun yung background ko eh. So I speak the language, I know their needs, I know how to profile the potential clients, no? And then from there, I try to look for specific products that I know will be able to provide, can be product solutions for this specific niche. No? Kaso lang napakalaki pa nung niche na yun eh. So I had to narrow it down some more, cut, cut some of the corners out, see what else I want to focus on, very specific there. Kasi pag sinabi mong business people, I can go into buy and sell agreement, I can go into estate planning, I can go into employee benefits and all of that. So napakalawak pa niya. Ang hirap nung pag isang tao ang kausap mo, tapos napakarami mong problema na ibibigay sa kanya. Kasi, at the end of the day, that's what we do, di ba? We look for the potential problems that these clients of ours might have before these problems arise. And then once we identify these problems, we provide the solution. We provide whether it is a product or it is a program, ang importante natutulungan natin sila by giving them the solution, no? Now, whether they want to push through with a solution or not, that's another discussion, no? Now, so I had to narrow it down some more, no? Hanggang sa na-realize ko na I want, I get really excited when I talk about employee benefits, whether I'm talking to the employers themselves, the business owners themselves, or the HR leaders, or the finance department, or the employees themselves, no? I get really excited. So, yun yung naging, yun yung naging focus ng business ko, no? And this went on for several years. Hindi ko pa rin mahanap yung why ko eh. Wala pa rin eh. Up until I think it was about 2 years ago, nung nag-step down na sa executive committee si Regina Bedoya, I think she is 2020 MDRT president now. I think 2020. But when she stepped down, I reached out to her and we scheduled some video calls to, talk about um, talk about what I am going through, talk about her experiences in the business, personal stuff. And we got to talk about yung why, no? Siya kasi meron, no? So she was encouraging me to look for my why. Um, the talk, we had like probably 6 phone calls na hindi ko pa rin makuha yung why ko. Up until early this year, na-realize ko kung ano yung why ko. And so the moral of the moral of the whole experience is, yes, the center of it all should always be the why. And once you have your why, you always have to go back to reviewing it, reminding yourself that this is the reason why you're doing whatever you're doing. But if you're at a loss in looking for or trying to establish your business or trying to organize your life, no? Kasi eto naman, hindi lang naman sa business natin eh. Sa personal life natin, pwede rin natin i-apply ito, no? You don't have to start with why right away. Probably start with what you are most passionate about, what you cannot stop talking about, what you want people to hear from you. Now, what you want to learn more and ask people to teach you. Start there. And then from there, you can establish your why. Yan ang personal experience ko. And siguro mamaya pwede kong i-share kung ano yung why ko. So that's my take.
Thank you very much, Achi. And before I give the floor to the two of you, I have a follow-up question for Achi. So um from your sharing, and I agree with you on that. I think everybody will always tell us that everything starts and ends with us and us really trying to figure out our why, since this is really our life. Then that really is one of the most difficult thing to do, isn't it? Oh, and like what you said, you didn't really start with your why. How long did it take for you to figure out your why? And during those years that you were trying to really figure out like your why, um, I mean, paano ka na recenter or na refocus na dapat pala may why ka?
So, ang tagal. I mean, I started looking for it. I started trying to identify what it is uh, 6 or 7 years ago when my platform, Reduce Dash PH, was established or was launched. No, kaso lang, no, it was just this year, early this year, before ko talaga naisulat siya. Before pumasok talaga sa isip na, okay, so this is what I have in my mind. This is what I envision. Kaya ito yung why ko. Now, um, how was I able to keep recentering myself, refocusing myself, no? Eh kasi alam ko naman what I really want to do eh. It is just because it's big, it's huge, it's so many things, it's so many topics that I have to taper it down because at the end of the day, 24 hours a day lang ang meron ako. 'Di ba? Kahit sabihin mong workaholic ako, kailangan ko pa rin ng 8 hours sleep ko. Kailangan ko pa, well, 6 hours actually. Kailangan ko pa rin ng time with my family. Kailangan ko pa rin ng time for myself. So, um, hindi pwedeng, hindi pwede akong ma-bothered na parang hindi na ako aandar just because I have not established my why. So, the me moving uh, uh, how can I say this? Yung tuloy-tuloy ka lang na nagtatrabaho. Because my family needs it. Hey, come on. There's a reason why,
Right.
pag sinasabi ng, pag nag-share ang ibang advisors na, oh, the reason why I'm in this business is because it's my advocacy. I want to help people. I always say it's a lot of bullshit. The reason why you're here is because you need the income.
Yes.
It just so happens that the career that we are in is very noble. We earn an income by helping people, di ba? It just so happens. But come on, kung advocacy lang, huwag ka nang kumita. Pamigay mo na yung commission mo sa manager mo, di ba? Or pumasok ka na lang sa social welfare, mag-volunteer ka na lang. Why this, di ba? So, I need to put food on the table. I need to send my kids to good school. I need to be the provider of this family, no? Kaya tuloy-tuloy pa rin ako nagtatrabaho. So I guess I was blessed to have that kind of a challenge or that kind of a responsibility, no? I don't want to say kasi na parang uh, naging sobrang mahirap ang buhay ko dahil single parent ako and everything. No, actually it is a blessing. It is a blessing. And I always say I am uh, uh, some people would say that mga anak ko are very blessed to have me as a mom, ako, it's actually baliktad. I am super blessed to have my kids because kung wala sila, siguro nasira ko na rin yung buhay ko. Hinayaan ko na sarili ko. So they served as my inspiration as much as my motivation. My inspiration to stay focused and my motivation to keep working. So, yun lang yun. Alam ko naman yung kailangan kong gawin eh. And at the very top, it is to provide for my family. Tapos, nangyari lang na nandito ako sa career na to, so alam ko, may responsibilidad ako sa mga kliyente ko. Kaya tuloy-tuloy ako nagtatrabaho. So that kept me going and that kept me um, staying focused on looking for or trying to write my why. Yon.
That's very good. So, actually just served as yeah, some awakenings to all of the wealth planners listening to us. Yun na kasi yun, no? We make a living by giving. No, diba? That's the true, that's the core of it all. That was really nice to hear. So I guess from Achi sharing, keep doing it until you figure out your why. Parang it will come naturally to you. Parang let me answer it my own question. No? Ako din, I didn't really start with why. Now, when I joined this in relation to what we're doing right now, when I was invited to become a financial advisor, it was really out of curiosity. I've never done sales in my entire life, not at all. I'm like an office girl, corporate type setup. Never done face to face, never done sales really. I've managed an operations of after sales. So yung sa akin lang noon was really out of curiosity if it is something that I can do. To be very honest with you, when I started in 2017, I didn't really think of it as something that I would do for a long time. Parang I just wanted to try it out. And up to this point, if I'm being honest, hindi ko pa din talaga na, I know my why, pero hindi ko pa din like in Ashley's case na maliwanag na sa kanya.
Mm.
No, yung the framework of her business, me, um, I, I'm still trying to figure that out. No, parang right now, I'm still like in the process of trying to really figure things out and then putting the pieces together and see where this career will take me. But to actually experience to ganun din, no, na ang sarap nga siguro, no, na ang dali siguro ng buhay natin kung talagang napakadaling na figure out na agad natin yung why natin. And then, kasi parang naturally everything will follow eh kapag nandun na yung why mo. It gets a little more tricky kapag hindi nag-umpisa sa why, nag-umpisa ka muna dun sa how and then what. Oh, but
Mm.
then just keep doing it. It will come naturally to you. How about for you, Arlene? Did you start with why or did it start with how and what?
I thought I started with why. Na-ouch ako dun kay ano eh, kay Miss Janet. Na-ouch ako. Kasi, I started with why. Yung, ano, I want to help people. Kasi I've been, parang, di ba alam, naman, I've been with a corporate I've been from a corporate, setting before I went to this profession. So para mga I took an early retirement mga 7 years ago. And then I thought my why is I want to help because I've been a client for 18 years na. So sabi ko, I want to share with them what I have experienced. Yung pinaka-why ko. And I talk to people. Syempre, some they see good there. I am very sincere, but sometimes ang it's so hard to really articulate that why
Mm.
because for me parang to other people might find it so shallow parang maniniwala ba ako so it's really advocacy tama yun si Miss Janet is it really advocacy oo nga no kung advocacy pamimigay ko na lang yung nakikinikita wala ka eh. So during the pandemic before that pandemic we are already our team, my mentors already told me about my why. And I can't really articulate it properly. It means that what I am doing is my what and my wants, but not my why. So, and pandemic came, it became farther from my mind, what is my why? Parang na-disturb ako throughout the pandemic at my why. And just last year, my friend, she's a businesswoman, she told me, what is really your why are you? And it made me really, really think hard. And it's so hard for me, diba? Sometimes there are trainings that let you do the mission, what is your vision?
Yeah.
Parang ako, what is my, it's so hard to articulate my mission and vision. And while reading this book, I doing some notes, kasi digital ako talagang lahat ngayon because of the baggage. Ayoko magdala ng libro. So, I bought a notebook here just to write everything about my life. I think I did that before the pandemic, mga 2018. And I asked my daughter to look for that notebook and take a picture of that and send it to me. Maraming nabago of that why. So now I'm starting again with a new why, and I agree with Miss Janet. It's like 6 years din, 7 years of thinking about that why. It just became clear to me. It's really about ourselves and what what we want to do in the future. That's it. That's my experience with my what and why.
My God, thank you very much, Arlene. So, myself and Achi, we started with our how and what. Arlene started with why. How about you, Amy?
Actually, listening to Achi, no, parang kasi sinasabi ko, ay, advocacy mission. It just so happened that during that time, when I started with this career, I really have nothing to do. So I just wanted to have something to do. Hindi rin naman sinabi sa akin na ang hirap pala nito. Meron palang validation, you have to have a quota, you can work. Kasi di ba pag sinasabi, you can work anytime you want. You can do business with to whoever you like to do business. You list your 100 prospects, list your families and your friends. Diba? Hindi ko alam na ganito pala kahirap siya. So, actually, ako while we're reading the book, yeah, I start with what will I gain, 'di ba? What's in it for me? Bakit ba ako pupunta dito? Then I recall my cousin who is already an OFW, marami daw nag-a-approach sa kanya ng insurance. Sabi niya magre-resign kasi ako. Why not go into the insurance industry, which is very far. I am sobrang mahiyain. Kasi introvert ako sa mga people, just sa people na hindi ko naman ka-close, 'di ba? Ay, extrovert ako pagka okay na tayo. Pero I'm reserved, hindi ako close sa mga tao masyado. Pinipili ko lang suplada ako. But this business, you can't be that. 'Di ba? You can't be that. Although, 8 years in, so, yun, ang para sa akin, this is an incidental. And you will find your why while doing it. So, tama din, no? We start with what, and then how do we do it? And then, eventually, you will find our why. So, I found my why, really, during the pandemic. Diba? Para ako si Simon Sinek, I feel like a failure. Kasi I am not reaching my goals. Looking back at my business, parang hindi na nga lang mag-validate eh. I have a problem validating. And yes, the people in my branch, they are helping me so that I can stay for as long as they want me to keep me. But during those time, kasi I want to keep the business small. Kasi sabi ko, ito lang yung kaya kong i-sustain. 'Di ba? Ako kasi 'di ba, it depends on you kung gusto mo madami kang taong i-serve doing the advocacy and the mission. Ako I
Let me
want
correct you, Let me correct you if you don't mind, Hindi yan lang ang kaya mong sustain. Kaya mo na mas malaki. Yan lang ang gusto mong ibigay. Which is, it's totally fine. Because,
yeah.
you know what? Yun yung ipinangako naman sa atin when we came in eh. Oras mo, hawak mo.
Mhm.
Diba? So, continue.
Yeah. So, yeah, as per Ate Janet. And sabi naman din ni Harry, alam mo, inililimit mo lang. But for me, this is not the limit that I'm setting for myself. It's the limit of the time that I want to put in the business. Kasi diba, I am not only doing this, I have a family to take care of. Sabi ko nga sa husband ko, kung puwede ko naman galingan, 'pag ginalingan ko mawawala lang ako ng time. Kasi minsan din, during sabi nga ni Simon Sinek 'no, in the pandemic, gusto ko na sanang lumipat ng career, bumalik sa IT. Because my clients are all IT people because we speak the same language, sabi nga ni Achi, and I can relate to them and I know that the pay of ITs are extravagant. So those are my people. And then gusto ko sanang bumalik and then nag-apply mahilig ako mag-aral eh. Kasi pag nag-aaral ako, I have to apply that kasi bayad ako eh. I have to apply the learnings. So nag-aral ako ng virtual assistant. 2020, early 2020s to. Kaka-resign ko lang. And then, na-realize ko, nandito na ako. 'Di ba? Why? Ayan, why do ba't hindi ko nagalingan? Nandito ka na eh. And also, I have a whole bunch of people who already trust me and support me. 'Di ba? Parang, sa akin, the image also, ito na yung ginagawa ko eh. Aalis ba ako dito simply because I am not giving it my best? Kasi I know I'm not giving it my best. And during the pandemic, when I had my first claim, so di ba, that's the culmination of yun ang culmination ng ating business. That's when I realized that yes, sabi nga ni Achi, this is a noble profession. And habang nagbabasa ako nito, start with why, I start to draft my why. So right now, syempre, ang goal is, yun nga, you have to keep the dignity of the people that you are helping. Kasi sa totoo naman talaga, if you don't save and you don't prepare for the future, pag kinangailangan ka and you are asking or begging people to fund you, 'di ba? Go fund me. I'm sorry to the excuse me for the sa mga nakikinig sa amin. Pero sa totoong buhay naman kasi you don't need to ask people to fund for you because it's your obligation to yourself to fund for yourself. 'Di ba? Sabi ko, how much do you pay for your dignity? My sister, she's a nurse, no? And then sabi niya sa akin, ate, syempre, magkano na ang pay ng nurse? And my sister talaga, she did her best to stay in the career even though the pay is so small. Kasi 'di ba, she started with her why. I want to yun talaga, literal talaga na kawang gawa. Kasi the magnitude of the pay does not commensurate the effort and the level of care that she gives to her patients. Pero sabi ko, 'di ba, ako, 'di ba, pag nag-prepare ka, you are maintaining your dignity and your family. Iba nang hihingi ka. Ano sasabihin? Ano yan, ang yaman-yaman. May trabaho naman yan. Sabi nga ng sister ko, no, kasi someone got sick. Ano ba yan? Ay ate, nung nagtatrabaho kami, naka-iPhone pa yan. Ano yun? Ako nga naka-Samsung lang. Tapos ngayon, syempre, she's now working abroad. And then the people is asking help from her. Sabi ko na lang sa kanya, if you don't want to help, you're not happy to help, don't do it. Kasi 'di ba, wala ka naman hindi ka naman masasayahan. Kumbaga sa walang buti na may dudulot yung tulong na hindi naman bukal sa kalooban. And then that struck me. If you don't, yun eh, I know that my product, my solution can help you maintain your family's dignity. 'Di ba? And when someone gets sick, 'di ba? If you have money from the insurance, you can just concentrate on getting your treatment and recovery instead of asking around and pipila ka ba? 'Di ba yun yung ako yun ang realidad ko. Sabi ko sa mga friends ko, and I have come to this position that my friends are calling me for advice, asking me to do this and that for them, and extending my service to their family members. So now, mga service ko, mga family, mga parents na nila. Because, diba, they believe that, yeah, the insurance can help them. And syempre, bonus na lang na ako yung mag-aasikaso. Kasi, diba, how much, yung wet will soon ba? Get will soon, I'll pray for your recovery, mag-GoFundMe, you will get 1,000 pesos. Saan mo lang yung makakarating? So, ngayon, right now, I know it will evolve later on. Kasi nga, di ba, I am continuously learning, sabi nga ni Achi, wealth management, estate planning. So, we have all the things that we can focus on. But right now, ito lang muna. Because I have this circle of friends and ang aking business is evolving on a very closely knit people that ang hindi ako nahihirapan service kasi sila-sila lang and there are multiple policy holders. So, 'di ba? Ito ako naman, this is what my business model looks like. And syempre magsisimula sa maliit dahil because nag-start lang sila, mga dalaga pa sila. But ngayon, they are getting for their spouses, they're getting for their daughters, son and daughters, mga anak nila, parents nila, mga kapatid nila. And then syempre, pag malaki na yung capacity nila to pay, they are getting second, third policy. So this is, and now I realize that this is how I want to move forward with my business. Keeping it small within the people that I am already in my garden, nurturing them and cultivating. And then we grow from there. And syempre, di ba, if you do good business, they will refer you. And those people that are, they brought into your garden, closely knit lang sila. So the relationship really, sabi ko nga, when I talk to my clients na, ang business namin first year lang sa inyo. So, di ba, we have to get more. But I don't want to get more to whoever lang. I want to get more from within my garden. Kasi, di ba, so that the relationship, it just continues. Konti lang yung minemaintain ko within my circle. But I know my business is growing. So, haba na.
Yeah.
Pag Miss Universe.
Oo nga. Oh my gosh. No? Pero ang ganda din ng sharing ni Amy, no? Based on our personal why, depende din doon, ano, if we're going to really, kung gaano natin i-unleash yung potential natin. No? If I may say that. No? Sabi ni Amy, hanggang ganito lang yung gusto niya, no, for her business, but then actually said no, yan lang kasi yung inaalaw mo, but then if you allow further, lalaki. So again, anchored on why, no. And maybe you are guests who are listening to us, so we've not only helped you try to start with why, but then we probably have given you your why do you need a wealth planner, and then
Yes.
why do you need to become a wealth planner. Anyway, keeping up with that topic. So yung next question ko sa inyo, guys. So Simon mentioned there that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Paano?
Mhm.
In relation to what we do as wealth planners, would you guys say that, for those who has not really figured out their why they do it, are less successful? Is that the reason why they're less successful in comparison to those who have figured out their why? That's why they're more successful. Directly proportional ba yun or relative pa siya? What do you guys think?
Uh, in my opinion, I think it boils down to what kind of relationship do you have with your clients, eh? And I'm sure, syempre, hindi naman porket ikaw yung financial advisor, eh, pare-pareho na yung level ng relationship that you have with all of your clients. It's very different. My relationship with client A would be very different, uh, in matters of how I handle client B, di ba? How yung kwentuhan namin on the side after talking about business. I have this a doctor client he's about 10 years older than I am, and he's a pediatrician. Okay, he's a pediatrician. When I go see him, and he prefers that I visit him in his clinic. And when I'm there, he sets aside time. Tapos kung may pila na mga pasyente, he'd say, Janet, tabas ka muna. Tapos babalik ulit ako. Alam mo, minsan yung 1 hour na kwentuhan namin, 45 minutes doon, tawag ko doon therapy session. And the 15 minutes is we review his policies and his investments. Why do I call it therapy session? Because with his being in that profession and then being 10 years older than I am, more experienced, marami siyang naituturo sa akin. So yun nangyayari dun sa 45 minutes. Nagkukwento ko about yung buhay ko. No? And then I have one particular client naman na we seldom see each other. Like probably siguro mga once a year lang kami nagkikita, no? Pero we communicate over chat a lot of times. Um, uh, just this past weekend, I went to see her to have her sign some papers. Tapos, I stayed longer than I intended. And then that afternoon, I received a text from her thanking me. Janet, thanks for, the chat. I always learn a lot from you. I appreciate you. May mga ganon. So, parang, and that message, that very sweet message came out of the blue. Meron naman akong iba na maayos naman ang relationship namin, nagbibiruan kami, pero wala dun sa level na magkukwentuhan kami about my life, about their lives, about personal things, no? Wala dun sa level na yon. So, going back to your question, I think depende talaga yan sa kung ano ang relationship mo with your clients. Kaya minsan, over this past few years, especially when the pandemic started, na nauso yung nagka-client, kumukuha ng client online, walang nabibuild. Sa naririnig ko hindi nagtatagal yung kliyente sa advisor na yon. Naglalapse ang policy, isang taon, isang quarter, isang semi-annual pa lang ang nagbabayad, hindi na binabalikan. Wala yung relationship eh. And siguro, I'm way older than you girls, no? So, ang sa akin, ang na-realize ko ngayon, in anything we do, relationship is the most important. Kasi once you keep the relationship, halimbawa, when the pandemic started, I had several clients who got worried about their investments, about their single pay, pang retirement ko to, Janet, pang tuition to ng mga anak ko, what's going on? What's going on with the market? When are we going to recover? Hirap. Ang hirap mag-explain ng something that is not in your control. Pero, they stayed with me. Why? Because naniniwala sila na I am sincere, I am, talagang galing sa puso ko na may concern ako. Alam nila na ano man ang mangyari sa market, I'm here. Hindi ko lang na mababayaran yung nawala sa kanila because of the movement of the market, pero I'm here. And so I think yun yung pinaka-importante. So ang question dyan, I'm answering your question with another question, TJ, is ask yourself first, what kind of relationship do you have with each of your clients?
Right. Thank you very much, actually. So to all of you guys that are listening, I think for our clients, I'd be curious to find out why we do what we do. But at the end
Mm.
of the day, I agree with you that it really is all about relationship. Um, and it shouldn't really be like a one-off transaction. It really should be that type of partnership. No, and I agree with that. How about you, Arlene? Would you say that our why is directly proportional to, our success in terms of, our business, as wealth planners?
Yes, definitely. It's really this business is all about relationships. So yun. Because if you don't have a proper relationship with your clients, mahirap. Kasi there are also clients that are given to me, referral. They get, and I really have to we call this, make an effort to really build a relationship with them so that they will be able to understand also their why are they getting these policies from us. Kasi it's, thankfully, parang yun that was what is instilled by my mentor, my very first mentor. Ninang ko siya sa kasal. So, ang why, she instilled with us, yung why we are getting the policy. So, that's what I've been doing also to my clients. So, when pandemic came, I was so thankful to start with that kasi nobody asked me about the market. Ang sabi lang nila sa akin, Eileen, insured pa rin ako, no? Sabi ko, oo, insured ka pa rin. Kahit bumaba ang market, insured pa rin ako. Yes, you're still insured. Mag-continue ka lang magbayad. Yun lang yung tanong nila sa akin. That's what they have asked me. And they're really parang, if you start, if you know also, yun, di ba, I told earlier, na yung advocacy ko is, pag sinabing advocacy, it's very, doon ko rin na-realize na it's very, very, very wide. Kahit even if you tell us, my financial advocacy, ang finance is also very, very wide. Ang dami. Diba? You have estate planning, you have the retirement, you have medical. So in each person that you offer our services, they should also know their why. And also
Mm.
help them. We should also help them know their why they are getting this policy from us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, mahirapan sumingil.
Mm.
If they should understand that what we're doing is, kaya ka namin sinisingil, it's for you, it's not for us.
Mm.
Don't, partially, it's also for us. May kita tayo, pero it's more about them. So that is parang, yun yung na-appreciate ko during the pandemic, na yung mga clients ko, they did not even ask me kung, Arlie, magdadagdag ba ako ng bayad? Ganyan. Talagang because their why is, I have to pay this because this is for my child tuition. I have to pay this because this is for my retirement. I have to pay this because this is my insurance. Ganon. So, I'm happy with that. Yun yung my relationship with all my clients. Na I have to instill with them, once they sign it, this is your why. Siguro doon ko rin na-realize na yun din pala yung why ko. To help them. So, yun. Yun lang yung experience ko.
Thank you.
Relationship pa talaga.
Thank you, Arlene. So it's not just the why should be there, but then most importantly, it's the relationships. You, Amy, you shared with us that you have like a small, how is that, if that's fair enough to say, like a small circle, so to speak, of a group of clients. Um, would you say that the why is proportional to, our success, or is it really more of a relationship? Or
Ay,
actually, ito pala yung better question na lang for you. Did you did it help you more that you value relationship more than pursuing your why, no? Para mapalaki mo pa yung network mo. Yung kagaya ng sinasabi kanina ni Ashi.
Um, I think yung kasi tinakal din sa book, no, that you gain, eto, para kasi related naman dito, no, tinakal sa book na do you manipulate, 'di ba?
Oh,
Do you use manipulation to get clients, or
right.
you start with your why so that you create loyalty? So parang sa akin, I create loyalty kasi habang binabasa ko ito, I am reflecting on how I do my business. So, do I post 799? Yung mga minimumers to get more clients? Or I ask those people, kasi, syempre, I attended so many trainings, no? So, I asked them, how much can we start right now? Kasi I have to let them know that this is not the first and only policy that you will get. You will sign up with me because this is a journey that we will take on together. So we start with whatever you can, because of course, 'di ba, you have to have a good health, affordability, of course, you have to have money to pay so that you can pay. So we start with your budget right now. I don't post 799 minimum. I don't. Because ayoko din ma-feel ng client ko na, minamaliit naman ako ni Amy na ganito lang yung afford ko. 'Di ba? Ayoko din naman silang bigyan ng super malaki na proposal, sabihin pineperahan lang ako nito. I have to, yes, I now when I sell, I ask them, para saan ba 'to? What is the purpose of this? So, yung why is 'di ba? Syempre tatanungin ko, gusto mo ng insurance, 'di ba? Tapos syempre, para saan? Ay ganito yung mga ano. Ay ikaw, para saan? Kung gusto mo kumuha ngayon, para saan mo gagamitin? Kasi syempre you educate them. And then we start on how much budget that we can do. Syempre, pag sinabi naman super mura, we can't do that. If you see other advisor giving that, maybe sige, dun ka na lang. So, di ba? Kasi di ba, let's be honest on the first, ngayon pa lang honest na tayo sa isa't isa. And doing that, I am creating loyalty also. Kasi yun nga I don't take business lightly. Kasi nga, yung sabi nga, 'di ba, on our trainings, and yun nga, the service is the same. Either minimum or high net worth ang client mo, the service is the same. You're still here and you're just being paid for on the first year. So how do you want to maintain this relationship moving forward? So siguro, di ba sabi ko nga kanina, I have come to that level that people is already coming to me. And yun, alam mo yun, sabi ko nga yun, my husband also, dyan ka talaga sa, di ba? Hanggang ngayon, isip pa namin, talaga dito ba ako? Ito ba talaga yung purpose ko sa buhay? And when you are fighting for your clients, you are, di ba, doing the best that you can give to them. Yeah. Yeah, yun ang ano eh. I think the why is there, but more on the loyalty that you build together. And syempre, relationship. This business is all about relationship. When the commission is no longer coming in, are you still willing to do the business and the service that they deserve and you promise? Kasi diba, it's a promise eh. Sun
Yes.
Life is already giving the promise. Bibigyan na tayo ng pera kapag kailangan ng kliyente natin. The question is, are you still there when they need you?
Mm,
Diba?
mm.
Yan.
Right.
Alam
So
mo,
everything.
hinanap ko yung sinabi mong ano, yung
Mm,
manipulation eh. So,
yeah.
sabi ko, I remember I wrote it somewhere, kaya hinanap ko siya. Ano kasi, it's motivation versus inspiration. Ayan. So, what's your motivation? Is your motivation the commission? Or are you sincerely inspired with the nobility of our career?
Ako,
Ayan.
I am that. Kasi sabi ko nga, I'm giving this, kumbaga sa ano, tinalimutan ko na yung dati kong life. Na,
Mm,
kasi if ever I want to go back to the industry, syempre, mag-aaral ako. And I know I can go back anytime
mm,
I want to. Although, syempre, hindi na ako, syempre, I will go beyond the ranks. But I know the salary is more appealing. But yun nga eh, I have decided na hindi, nandito na ako. Gagalingan ko do sa level lang na gusto kong, yung level lang na gusto kong ibigay simply because I cannot give my 100% here. Because yeah, I'm a mother. And sabi ko nga, when magmedalyon, mag-award, because of the commission, syempre, relative naman yun. Sabi ko, my husband is already giving me the dream that I want. Yung pangarap ko, ginagawa na niya. What I'm doing is, syempre, for myself to make me magkaroon ako ng purpose sa buhay. Also, I'm helping myself to buy the things that I want and to pay for my insurance policies also. But, diba, at the end of the day, I have this task already to sa trust. The task that the people gave me the confidence na, sige Amy ha, hindi mo kami iwanan ha, nandyan ka pa din pag kailangan ka namin. O di ba pag umuo ako doon, pag sinabi ko na, ay, magre-resign na ako, ayoko na kasi. Yun ba, ikaw na yun eh. Di ba? Hindi namin kasalanan kung hindi ka nag-validate. Di ba? Yung client ko, hindi namin kasalanan kung hindi ka nag-validate. Di ba sabi mo, nandito ka lang. So, that's what I'm holding on. Minsan, the things are not good in your business, in the organization. But at the end of the day, hindi lang naman ikaw nag-promise sa sarili mo as a business mo. You have other people. And sabi ko nga, yung dream, yung love letter, di ba, para kanino ba to? Kanino ba to susulat? The dream is not for, minsan hindi naman talaga para sa kanila eh. For the next generation, sa mga anak. Eh, paano pag yung mga anak na nangailangan, wala ka na dito? Ninang, tita, sabi mo kasi, sorry ha, iba na advisor natin, tatawagan ko. O, diba, parang hindi ko yata kaya yon unless talagang life happens. Syempre, hindi ko naman masasabi in the future. But right now, that's what I'm planning to do. To stay here for as long as I need to and I can. So that, di ba, I can deliver hindi kasi ma-fulfill yung pinramis mo kapag hindi mo natapos until the end. Di ba? Sabi ko nga, until the end of my life. Di ba? Siguro dito na nga ako. So talagang aral na lang ako ng aral para, di ba? Marami akong bala in the future.
Thank you very much, Amy. Ang galing din ng trabaho natin, no? Parang if we can't really figure out like our personal whys, our clients becomes our why. No, na kahit na gaano siya kahirap, but because there are clients now who, rely on you, on what you promise when you sign them up, ikaw din magpapakatatag ka. Thank you guys, and I know Early, you have something to say to the group.
Yes, I really want to stay with you guys and I'm enjoying everything. Kasi ang daming insights. And
Mm.
I agree with Amy na there are moments in our career na nag-iisip ka na umalis kasi alam mo meron kang fallback. Kasi kagaya ko, I'm also a licensed nutritionist. I can always have a fallback on that. But we always think of paano yung mga kliyente. Di ba? Na nag-promise ako at nag-aasa sila sa akin. So on that note, I really want to stay with you guys, but sabi ko nga sa kanila, I have to do my wife duties.
Yes.
And I have to say goodbye and all to all our viewers. Know your why also. And then I think from that, you will know where to go. And bye guys. I hope to see you
Thank
soon.
you, Arlene.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Arlene. So for all of you guys, wealth planners who are listening to us, maybe that is also a good thing to be reminded of. Um, re- your client did not sign up because of the brand. Your client signed up because of you. No, because ikaw yung nag-imbita sa kanila in that journey. Ikaw yung magiging advisor, ikaw yung magiging wealth planner nila.
Mm.
So it's just really nice to for us to remain grounded, no? Kasi nga minsan talaga we get so overwhelmed with what's going on na nadi-disconnect tayo sa why natin. But then if we really as wealth planners, no, as if we really stay connected with our why, which in this case our clients, it becomes easier to navigate through this journey of ours kahit na gaano kahirap. So hopefully yung mga wealth planners na nakikinig sa atin ngayon, yun yung kasama no sa pag-iisip nyo habang binabasa nyo tong book na to no. How how can you stay connected with your why? Yun na pala yung
Mm.
final question ko. Kasi nga, we talked about manipulation earlier today. This sabi nga nila, no, aminin na natin that really, one of the things that we can get out of this career really is income. Sabi nila that money, it doesn't change you, it reveals who you are. And
Yeah.
I think that's at that point that, instead of motivation, iba na, no, yung sinasabi ni Amy kanina, instead of um, ano ba to na you want to build loyalty no to your client. So kayong dalawa or sa ating tatlo no, how do you guys stay connected with your why, that you prevent yourself from changing your strategies into manipulation just so you can get on with this business of ours, so if because of the, let's say, the pressure of the numbers.
Ako na muna.
You wanna start?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, na lang. Siguro, 'di ba? Doon din sa yung adapting to change. Siguro
Mm.
sometimes you need talaga to adapt, but you have to anchor everything that you will do with your values. Kasi 'di
Mm.
ba? Yun naman lagi eh. So, dahil nga I am a seminarista, I want to study. And I dun sa mga natututunan ko, syempre, kinukuha ko lang naman yung magfi-fit sa akin and yung fit sa aking values. Kung hindi siya aligned sa values ko and how I want to do my business, so hindi ko siya wini-welcome. There was meron yung mga online, chat. Sabi ko, wala, yun nga eh, if you get clients online, yung although syempre siguro pag gano'n, ako I will take extra measure so that we can connect in reality, in real world. Kasi nga, this business is built with trust and relationship. Ako dun ko ina-anchor itong business na to. So, as much as I want to stay long, yun eh, sa akin, I am keeping my values. I don't want to use manipulation because that I want to build trust and loyalty within my circle. Saka yun nga, sabi ko, ako, the limit that I set, ito lang muna. Ako naman, 'di ba? In the future, maybe I can do more. But ngayon, ito lang muna. And I'm happy with how the things are going because dun sa ito lang muna, nanganganak siya doon within the circle of the people that I'm taking care of. So, mas masarap para sa akin na hindi lang yung friend ko, sinasama na niya yung kapatid niya, yung sister niya, yung mommy at daddy. So, di ba, pagkausap ko yung parents, tita, tito, mga nag-a-abroad yung mga clients ko, parang wala yung anak nila. Ako, anak niyo ako dito ngayon. So, di ba, ganun siya. And sabi ko, yun nga eh, 'di ba minsan pag if our friends, yung mga close sa atin nagkakasakit, 'di ba, as much as we want to help, 'di ba, the help is just 'di ba, magkano rin kaya nating
Yeah.
itulong financially outright. But
Mhm.
'di ba, if we can deliver a policy that amount of money that they can use for treatment, 'di ba? That's more than get well soon and prayers. Doon mo masasabi na I've helped a lot. Hindi ko sinasabi ang galing ko, nakatulong ako. Do'n ko masasabi do'n sa friend ko na our relationship has evolved and this is how I want to help you and your family. Yun.
It looks
Sa
like
book
this
na
book
'to.
really well, parang it looks like this book really affected you, more than you
Yeah.
probably expected it to be, Parang
Yeah.
you grew more passionate about our job. That's so nice.
Yung pang Miss Universe na sagot.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Let me change my question for you, Achi. So earlier you shared with
Laging
us
ano,
that,
may edit pa si
oo,
Aji 'no?
oo, parang, ano, parang kasing, it's a curious question, if you
Sige.
will. Earlier today, you mentioned that this is now the fourth time that
Yeah.
you've read this book. And probably on all of those four instances, you're in a different stage in your life.
Yeah.
What brought you back to again reading this book? So, ano yung nagbago dun sa circumstances mo that you have to again go back to your why, or for you to stay connected with your why, so to speak?
Well, actually, the reason was because this was our book assignment, 'di ba? Pero ako ang nag-suggest eh. If you
Yeah,
remember,
yeah,
ako
yeah,
ang
yeah.
nag-suggest eh. The reason why I suggested it was because nahanap ko na yung why ko eh. And I have it written down na. And I'm so excited to share it. That's
Yeah.
why I wanted that's why I recommended this book. Yon.
Pasingit ako,
Oh, oh,
P3.
oh, go ahead.
Sa tingin ko, yung why naman natin is, syempre, right now, parang nag-evolve tayo sa business. But in every circumstance of our life, in every stage, and in every, yung mga priorities natin, we all have whys on each of those. Right,
Mm.
Achi? So, di ba, we have whys on how we want to deal with our family, we want to deal with our friends outside, our circle and our business. So, sobrang ganda nito because I am, 'di ba, sa circumstances na pinagdaanan ko, and yun nga, on my 8th year, so sobrang grabe, parang very timely, on my 8th year in this industry, start with why, and hearing Simon Sinek na nagkaroon din siya ng derailment, yun nga, you
Mm.
have to go back. Kasi sometimes, di ba, when life happens, sabi mo, ayoko na lang. Pwede ko naman kasing pigilan na lang yung sarili ko sa stress and all. But yun nga eh, di ba, when you go back to your why, from all aspects of life, mababalik ka dun sa mission, purpose, and your values. Ganda, sobrang ganda. I really appreciate you, Achi, for recommending this book.
I'm glad, I'm glad. Actually, ang sabi ni Simon, which one reason why I had so much difficulty writing down my why, the reason why it took me years before I finally wrote it down, was because ang sabi niya, sa buong buhay mo, you should only have one why.
Mm,
Hmm.
Para sa lahat ng aspects ng buhay mo, relationships, in your spiritual, what you do in the community, your profession, lahat yan has to, kailangan sumanga siya. It has to be rooted from one why. Yun yung inaano niya eh. Yun yung preach niya dito sa book eh. Kaya nga, sobrang talagang nahirapan ako, no? So, my why My why actually is I envision a world where people live with peace of mind. That uh, all their basic needs are already met so that they can do other things. And when we say basic needs nowadays, it is more than just food, shelter. It is having good relationship with people. It is mental wellness. It is healthcare. It is having enough, bringing enough income home, 'di ba? Marami na actually aspect ng buhay ng isang tao na kino-consider natin basic needs, no? So from there, dun sasangalahat. Kaya kung makikita niyo yung platform ko, Bridges-PH, sa lahat ng aspeto ng ginagawa ni Bridges, relationships with the people my platform is connected with, it circles back to R1. So sa parte ng business, no, our what and how is, we know that 99 more than 99% of the businesses here in the Philippines are part of the small and medium enterprises, and over 65% of our working population are employed in this sector, no, ng mga businesses, no. Kaya gusto namin kausapin sila because we know that if we are able to influence their employer, we will be able to talk to the employees.
Right.
Hence, we can reach more than just a handful of people. Sa isang beses na makikipag-usap ako, I can talk to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people right away. And their decision, how one will decide, can influence the others. No? Now, pagdating naman sa aming social responsibility, no? I mean, I'm not one who can afford to be a philanthropist. Meron akong sariling mga scholars sa bahay. So, hindi ko kayang mag-support financially ng mga scholars, di ba? Pero, kaya nga tinawag na bridges eh. Because we are the bridge connecting donees to potential donors. That's why I'm very active, not only within our own Bridges-PH circle, I'm also active with the MDRT Foundation. I'm also active with our high school foundation, and I talk to people, talk to my clients about what these organizations do. I tell them what these organizations do. No? Kasi ang paniniwala, again, going back sa vision ko is, etong mga ano kasi, etong mga sinusupport namin, they support scholars eh. So these are kids, adolescents, and mga nasa young adults na nasa university, no. If we can support our young people, because it's so much a cliche, but the young people nowadays will become our future leaders, diba? If we nurture them, not only support their studies, but mold their character, influence them to have the right values and principles when they do things, no, they will grow up to become the leaders that our world, not just our country, but our world. Now, I may not be able to see that future. Baka hindi ko na maabutan yung future na yun eh. Pero, ang kagandahan dyan is yung maliit na nagagawa ko ngayon, yung kaya kong gawin na yun, can be one brick laid out to pave the way for these young people to become those kinds of future leaders that we need. Again, going back to my vision, I envision a world where people live with peace of mind, knowing that all their basic needs are taken care of.
PJ, ang laki
Ayan.
ng assignment natin.
Oo,
Have
no?
to have that kind of vision.
I know, pero ang ganda nun actually, no? Now that while you were sharing, naisip ko nga yun, no? I also was very curious to find out or to ask you, no, bakit nga yung name ng business mo is Bridges? But then now that makes sense. You said you may not, hopefully you still you still could, no, na hindi mo na makita yung future na yun. Pero, ikaw yung bridge, ikaw yung tulay. No, para tong mga to makatawid, makarating dun sa future na yon that everybody lives with peace of mind.
Ganda.
Ang ganda. Good luck. Oo nga, good luck to you, Achi. Naisip ko din, no, sana kami din, no, the rest of us who's
Yeah.
listening to you, we also get to that point that we can really, we have, I mean, parang um, yung solid na ba namin na-identify kung ano yung vision and yung why namin. And then we can talk as passionate as you just did. Thank you very much, Achi. Ikaw ang lagi naming
Mm.
inspiration dito dahil
Yes.
ikaw nga ang may
First
wealth
time
of
kong na-share yun,
experience.
ah.
Oy,
First
Yeah,
time ko
it's so
congratulations.
na-share sa
nice. It's
public
so
yun.
refreshing to hear that
I
from
know. My gosh. See, you guys get first dibs, with the information about us just by listening to us.
Mm,
Thank you very much, Achi. Yet
of
again, you
course.
guys, we have another passionate discussion that is really triggered by a book. We highly encourage you to pick up a book. Start with this book, start with why and see how it changes you. So to close this session of ours, we all have heard this that, why should begin with you. It's not, it sounds as easy, but it really isn't. If you have
Yeah.
not really figured out your why, follow the example of Achi. Reach out, look for it externally. No, and be patient. It may take 6, 7 years. The rest of us may probably take what, 10, 15 years to figure out our why. That's okay. But then don't stop doing your
Yeah.
what and your how because
yes.
eventually, it will come to you. If I may share to everybody, lagi kong sinasabi, no, hindi kasi pwedeng paikot-ikot lang tayo sa buhay. There really should be an end game.
Mm,
No, but then until we figure out our why, um, don't stop with your what and with your how. Enjoy that process, no, and like Amy, she has built relationships, no, that has really kept her to her core, did grow her business. um it's just really try to really keep yourself anchored to, the people around you. Kung hindi mo
mm,
mahanap sa'yo, yun yung mga nasa paligid mo, yung mga asa sa'yo. These people, to our wealth planners, so again, they didn't sign up because of the brand. They signed up because ikaw ang magiging advisor nila, and we stay because of them. And with that, we close our session. Thanks, you guys, for watching our entire episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed this session as much as we did.
yep.
We hope that you guys join us again next time. If you guys have any comments or feedbacks about the session, please feel free to share your thoughts on the comment section or send a message to the page. And take care, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.